Hey everyone, GeForce41 here with not a casual preview, but a TGC Tours Rookie Design Contest playthrough. I am a judge again this year. I had a great time last year, and I've volunteered once again to judge the contest. Thrilled to do it. Great bunch of guys. We have a fun time. And I'm going to start my playthroughs this year with Auchminthie, which is a Scottish fishing village by Country Golfer 19 on PlayStation, and I see on the TGC Tours website, designer's name is Brendan, who also kindly notes in his profile, you all are a lot older than me. So thanks, Brendan. I probably am. I will not hold that against you. But this looks like a cool one. It's first on the list. I'm kind of into the links courses right now, so I thought I'd start with this one. I will start by saying this since this is my first video. Any of my comments here are always meant to help the designer and the other designers in this contest. I will preface this by saying any and all of your courses are probably much better than my courses were my first year of designing. So do not take any of the comments personally. I will definitely highlight things that I think need improving, but it's to help you and the community. I am an experienced designer. I don't claim to know everything, but I do know some things, and I know I stunk when I started. So I am here to help. So nothing here please take as criticism. It's all meant to be constructive feedback, okay? So with that being said, let's get to it. I'm playing it on the white tees, which is the back tees. We're going to do northeast winds medium in the first hole location. Just to know for designers, I didn't see a wind preference here. So one thing, especially for the newer designers, if you have a preference in your wind direction or strength, put it in your write-up. It helps us, one as players, but as judges or even schedulers, right? I'm a scheduler too. So, you might have had a prevailing wind in mind. You don't get to set that as a designer. So let us know what you think, all right? So my default is northeast medium when I don't know. So we're going to get right to the golf. Let's get rolling. Okay, pretty scene behind us. This is going to be some, I guess, what we call small golf, a small fishing village. Defaulting to the 3-wood. Let's take a look down at the fairway. Okay. Driver leaves you down here. I think this is kind of like a bottle type hole, maybe. Can we get it? Depends on the wind. We could definitely go for it there. Some nice thick light rough. Yay! I'm big on light rough if you've watched any of my previous videos, but we'll talk about that in a bit. The first thing that strikes me here, though, as a designer, I know this, and I've struggled with porting my courses over. I could just tell that planting, it's just too big. Right off the bat, I know that plant, and we've definitely, sorry, I gotta take a quick look, and I don't mean to do this right on the first hole, but it's kind of glaring to me. It's way too big right here. You can see he's buried some plants. I guess some people use it for kind of the heath look sometimes too. I think that's kind of supposed to be a heather plant. You got to be very cautious with that one. Everything's a little exaggerated. I could just tell that's just from designing. Even in the distance, it's a little big and out of proportion. I think I like the opening shot here, but that's just one thing. It hits me right in the face because I know it and I deal with it all the time, and because I'm certainly been guilty of it. So I like the look, the feel. I just noticed that that's a little big. All right, so let's get playing some golf. I'm playing on the pro setting so I don't stink. That will carry. That will get me over there. There you can see as you get closer to it, she just looks a little disproportionate, right? I think there's some other things you could have done that would have looked better than that. Some folks use that for the heath look. Get up. Green looks okay. It's a double green, so we kind of have I think there was a double fairway and a double green to start. Starting fancy. Green looks all right. That's a big green, but it's a double green, so we're not going to get into that right now. Let's get rolling. Oh, almost. And what is it? We're rolling at 145. So everything else is default, right? I set the wind. medium northeast. Everything else is default. All right. Of course, you can see the grass is a little big behind me. A BT, I call it, but again, I can just see that grass is a little too big. Let's see what we got in this one. All right, so we've got a almost narrow fairway with a little bit of undulation there. Not bad, not too much. You got to be careful of that if your fairway is going to be narrow. And you've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunkers all in a row, all identical shape, all not really sculpted. So I get the circle bunkers on a links course, but you do want to vary them up. You know, not every bunker is a circle. I think this is a little too repetitive. And, you know, even the circles are different sizes and a little bit of different shape. They're not perfect circles all the time. It depends on the bunker. But, and you got to sculpt these a little bit more. We'll get to that. I don't want to spend too much design talk and not enough playing. And again, so sorry for my voice. I'm just getting over a cold. I feel fine. Just the remnants of this. Okay, it's not bad for par 5. Certainly doable. You know, we've kind of got this little ramp runway here. I know some folks like that. You know, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little, what I call TGC Tours template-y. I don't see a lot of these type holes myself. You know, I put some of them in my courses. But it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But again, you've got the same kind of bunkers. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunkers here. They're all kind of the same and flat, so they're not sculpted enough. And I'm not talking about the depth of the sand. I'm talking around the bunkers. Everything's just kind of flat. These bunkers are very cut in the ground or cut into a hill or a kind of swale in the fairway. And so it's almost, if you're looking at them in the distance, and the sun's right, it's a gaping hole. You don't see the sand. You see there's just an ominous hole in front of you. I'm not getting that here, but they're actually not that hard to do once you know how to do them. And I'll, maybe if I have time, go through that. It takes the hill. I know most folks are going to like that and say, yay. All right, green again looks okay. It's sloping down to the water. That's fine. They are hard to pull off, obviously, in the designer because we don't have actual authentic pot bunkers. You kind of have to make it up. But I will try to take some time to go through that. I might even do a little video because I'm doing them now. I've started a new course and I decided to go with links and working on some of those bunkers in the look and feel. Okay. Nice lighting. Going with the low lighting. Okay, I get it. I'd be a little careful with it. I just think it's a little dark. It's not too dark, a little dark, but look over here in the distance in the horizon. I think that's a little too much haze. Excuse me. And the haze kind of makes it dark. It just looks like smog. I don't think you want to go with the smog look. You know, it's not New York in the 70s. But it doesn't look bad. It's just you got to go. I went a little higher in the sky, some fog, and I cut it down on the haze when I did Grashvor, which is Ethiopian. It's based on Renaissance. So now we're going to get a close-up look of that. Well, there we go. It's a little tall. Okay, so you see here it doesn't really work. I'm going to try to spin around. Can I spin around? I can't spin around. Alright, I'm not going to waste your time. But you can see that the grass is way over my head. And that's not really realistic. So let's get the heck out of here. Nah, I didn't have a clue. Greens are okay. See how big it is there? And just looking back, this would be a really pretty shot if that was much more subtle. I would use some different plantings, some different bushes. But, you know, it's a great scene. I like what you were trying to do. It's just a little bit on the execution there. So some different plants, some brush, a kind of, rugged kind of bush would work, and a little smaller would be just an awesome scene right there. If you haven't played Elysian Fields, I highly recommend that. I just played it and put it on the casuals. I'm not having a good hole. This happens when I'm talking and thinking. Really excellent job of subtle planting on a links course. Some great work there. Okay. Alright, what do we have here? 4. Okay, kind of narrow. You got the beach on the side. The beaches are hard to make look good. Not bad. It's a little uneven. Again, just you got to kind of smooth these because it looks a little... They look lumpy, which is why I stay away from them. And not a criticism so much as it's just an observation. Putting a good-looking beach in is not as easy as it might seem. And again, just be careful of this planting. I think it looks okay. It definitely could be better and really enhance this course a lot. I see some gorse on the side. That's fine. Let's see what this does. Yeah, and that's going to take down. That hill's a little much. I've done this. I was guilty of this on Cuyahoga, the first hole. It wasn't that bad of a shot. Hit it down the middle, and I'm in the rough. So, you got to be careful of those hills. You don't want them to take the ball too far out of the line and into the rough. You want them to kind of subtly move that ball on one side or the other of the fairway to adjust your approach, right? You don't want to shot down the middle going out of play necessarily, especially on a relatively flat hole. And I wasn't talking and not paying attention to the screen, which is now taking me over the back. I don't mind this. Some people don't like the greens when they slope to the back. I think that's fine if it looks natural. It's fine. Ooh, nice. I like seeing the fence work look nice. Adds a nice touch. Pretty good work on the fences. People kind of spline them. They go crazy with the splines and they're not thinking, and it's not really flat. So you look at that's a nice BT back there. The fence looks excellent and the scene looks excellent. Folks are getting a little crazy with the splines and not flattening, saying, "Well, I don't have to flatten it. I got a spline," but it looks curved and rounded, and fences don't do that. All right. So this one's a split fairway. It's got a bunker and this kind of funny shaped thing in the middle. I'm not going to talk about the creek or the burn just yet. We'll catch that on that next hole. I don't need this. I don't think you need this long of an object in the middle, and this is a family show, so I'm not going to mention what that kind of is shaped like. So we're going to move along. I think all you need is that bunker there, and maybe you can maybe put another bunker in there, but I don't know why I have that big long thing. It's just kind of a little odd. But I like the shape of the green, though. And those bunkers are, I think, very well placed. So I like that approach. But we're going to go off just to the side. Let the wind take us over. And that's going to take us down. That's what you want those slopes to do. Kind of take you down. That was a little, let's see, gave me a scare, but now I'm right where I want on the left side. Interesting shape green. Fairway surrounds it. I also like this stuff. When you put the little path into the holes, that adds a nice touch. I'm going to try to do that on my new one. I've got some winds. I'm going to have to give it some spin and loft. Give it that lie. Come on, wind. Do your thing. It's going to be okay. All right. So you kind of see this putt here. You've got two beads going pretty hard left, and then it kind of just stops. It's a little uneven. Around the hole, you want to make sure that it's going pretty consistently. If it's going, it's going. If it's not, it's not. And you don't usually see a ton of flat putts, but you see how that bead's going slow. This bead's going kind of fast, and this bead's going kind of here. It's just, and this bead behind it's not doing anything. Just be careful of that. All you got to do is take the raised brush and just the big fuzzy one, and just an inch at a time, move it so it's moving consistently the way you want it. I should have had that. Oh, that was terrible pace. You see again from this position, it's going. You got these two beads down here going this way, and this thing's just not doing anything. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's my job to make the putt, but it just looks a little funny and plays a little funny. The better designers at making greens will have a nice consistent kind of roll to them. Okay. Look at this. So this is gonna be a drivable 4 kind of thing. Interesting. I like this. I mean, this is a little odd, but I think when you're doing a Scottish links in a fishing village kind of course, you can definitely do this. You know, these kind of quirky holes where we could drive the 4 over the fence, which I'd assume is OB, next to the beach. Kind of cool. So I like the concept. 3 would go here. I've got the wind in my face, so that bunker is in play. The only thing I don't like here is that's not a good option. Now I have the wind in my face. It'd be a much better option with the wind. But again, that with the wind, that might even run out. So I would give a 3 wood option here. There's not much of one. So this bunker, I don't know where I'd move it. I'd put it up here or something like that. And then give the player something right here. If you want to just bail and hit a 3 wood, that's it. Here, okay, I can get hit a 5 wood or whatever. If the wind's behind me, now that bunker's still in play. So I just think this doesn't leave a ton of good options. Obviously, I'm just going to go for it for the hell of it. But what I would really do here is just put a 4 iron right there if I was playing for real or a tournament on, master settings or something like that. But I'm on pro settings and just having fun. So we'll get that here. We'll be in the bushes. Again, so sorry about my voice. That's going to be okay. I don't mind shadows on the greens. Oh. I think it makes it look nice. Unless it's really dark. Alright, let's move on. I like that hole. Alright, a sip of water time. Alright, a short 3. So we go from a drivable 4 to a short 3. I like the setting. I like the view there. It's almost an infinity green type of thing. Good technique. A short 3. Always want to make it scenic, picturesque, and a nice piece of land. You've definitely hit all the check marks there. The only thing is that you're close on this green in this location. It's almost a puddle green. But what I mean by that is a green that wouldn't really drain. It would kind of turn into a puddle. There's no drainage. You just made it. You just it looks like everything's kind of draining down here, but this is kind of a bowl. But you're okay. You passed because this would drain down here. But it was close. My first instinct when I looked at it was puddle green. But it's fine. So I like this. The bunkers are in the right spots, I think. Although I would, you know what? This one though, move that one over. That would be real cool. Okay. I'm gonna put a little cut on this. Let's see what the hill does. It's just gonna sit. That's a much better. See that? That's a much smoother. See those beads? This is gonna be a smooth, consistent putt. I'm gonna throw it over there. I gave it too much. It didn't take the break. All right. See what we got now. Now we're getting interesting again. You've got, I'm assuming some OB down the side. Yeah, the beach is all OB. Uh, that's the decision. This is totally discretionary if you ask me. I wouldn't make it OB necessarily a beach. Hell, let us play from the damn thing. Um, but I could see how you make it's off the property kind of thing. But I wouldn't. I would kind of just leave it there and maybe make these a little bit more of a cliff. You know, just make it more of a challenge if you get down there. But it's fine if you did that. I think it's interesting. It makes it a little harder. And then, you know, makes you think a little, right? Throw that out there again. Yeah, a little too much. You probably don't want that fairway kicking that way too much. If you want it sloped to the water, you want a little bit of help there. I like this bunker here in this hill. Again, you can make these more defined. Um, and I'll talk about the bunkers more, I promise, in a second. But um, I like that. And this is almost like a double plateau kind of green. I don't know if that was your intention, but kind of works. Light rough. Gotta give it some juice to get there. Come on. Get that hill. There you go. There you go. All right. So I think that worked like you designed it. Really good. Oh, that would have been nice. Oh, look at that fence back there. That's a little bit of an oops. All right. So you got some good hole designs. I like the thought process. I think your execution needs a little bit of work, but you've got some good concepts. So far, so good. Your tee boxes. I always check the tee boxes. This one looks a little uneven, but no, it's even. So again, you got these bunkers. All right, kind of over here. You could have fit this in, and you got to do some work. You got to really fit these in nicely and move these splines around these a little bit better. Again, these are nitpicky things, but really just make your course stand out. So again, like I said in the beginning, not meant as criticism, just to help. You know, that fairway wraps around a little kind of funky. I'd give it a little bit more room, and it just kind of bunker fits in weird there. Those are little nitpicky things. Like I said, the light rough is thick here. It might be a little thick for me, but even me, right? I love the light rough. But overall, I think it works. So we've got a kind of narrows concept here, and you've got a big, huge bunker in the front of the green. With the wind at my back, I'm actually not going to mess with it because I want a full shot into that hole location. So watch this. 3-wood. Takes those slopes. That one's fine. And now I got a full shot in. Right? Because I don't want to do one of those little pitch shots. And it defaults me to a pitch, but I know it's going to... 118 is going to be perfect. I got the wind. I'm going to put a little spin. And that actually has a chance of getting close. I thought the bunk in the front was a little big. Alright, so this is not moving. And I totally pulled the putt. Look at that line. That's terrible. Bad putt. Terrible putt. Alright. Onwards. Over to 10. Alright, this is one where I said I'd talk about the burn or the creek here. Yeah, I'm not sure. See, what you've done here is this trick. I don't even know how to do it because I don't like the way this looks. I know a lot of people like this and pull it off. Some people don't like the water, how it makes the ground look without the grass in the end. There's a big kind of chunk of bare ground. But all you got to do is fill that in with heavy rough, and then there's a very thin band of dirt. But that's more realistic to me than grass growing here. This looks like somebody flooded your lawn. Okay. That's a general comment. So I don't like this look. I think it's just odd that there's grass growing under here. Now, the game, it's a little limiting. Some people don't like the look when you just put in the water and Like I said, you get the bare ground. You've either got to, like I said, you got to put some rough down. You got to plant it, or a lot of people in these courses, if you want to burn, you got to put the retaining walls up. That's a pain in the ass. I'll just say it. I know it is. I don't do it often because it takes forever, but it looks great if you do it. Here, I would plant it. It's a little wide is the other thing. Oh, what's that in the distance? Oh, that's getting funky. Oh, no. Don't ruin my video. Oh, boy. All right. That was weird. So it's a little wide also. So you got to really sculpt this ground and flatten it. I would take the flatten brush. Again, that big fuzzy brush, or the what I call the fuzzy donut, the one on the first page that's kind of hot, got a circle in the middle, and really just spread this out and thin these out because this looks a little awkward and unnatural. And then you've got this jagged stuff here that just doesn't look good at all. So you really got to work that flatten brush. Either one, the big flatten one, the big fuzzy one, or the big fuzzy donut. I tend to use the fuzzy donut around the water. And you really want to kind of narrow this into a little creek because I'm not sure what this really, is. But all in, good effort. I like the whole. Again, it's just execution on the water. And all the stuff I know, it takes so much time, everyone. And I say I'm like the slowest designer in history. I take forever. I design on PlayStation, and I'm just not fast. And I get, I gotta admit, I get frustrated sometimes because it takes so long. I do not put a whole lot of extras in, like burns with retaining walls. There's going to be some water on my links course. I don't think I'm doing the retaining walls. Alright, so we got a road over here. You got the creek or the burn going over here. You got some bridges. That's cool. So again, this would just look super awesome if you did some sculpting. I like this. I like the placement of the bunkers here. You got some room there. They cut diagonally, and that gives some room there. And you've got, the pretty scene off to the left. So I like the rounding. I like what you're doing with it. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm just, with this wind just going up here. Oh, don't take that in. Ooh, that was a little much. Yeah, so again, you see these bunkers are kind of flattish. And, you really got to cut these in. I don't mind that right now. It's a big break for me. Going up over this thing. I like this. So there you go. You got some retaining walls, and this is a unique shape bunker. So there's something unique. I like that a lot. Not just circle bunker, circle bunker, circle bunker all over the place. And you got kind of this retaining wall holding things up in this unique bunker. I like that a lot. That's really kind of neat feature. With the wind, I don't know that I'm going to make it, and I might wind up in that thing. So I'm going to have to go over here. Maybe I'll tackle the bunkers next. I keep saying I'll get to the bunkers. Hang on. Hang on, brother. Come on. Ah, no good. Taking the pin out because it kept popping my putt out from like 2 feet. Happened like 5 times in the past week. Alright, so we're still going along this creek. I don't have a fairway bunker to talk about, so we're not going to talk about the bunkers in this one. This is a little narrow. Not bad. I'm going to just draw it. Not risk that wind too much. It is really hard to get these undulations right. It's not easy to get it looking natural and rolling right. This green here, oof, you got to be careful again. This is almost a little bit of a puddle green. You're kind of close here, bud. You see how it's kind of just all a bowl up in here? You know, water, you got to think of how water would flow, right? I mean, that's a good design technique too. How would water flow? That's where the hills and the peaks and the valleys and the undulations come from on the fairways. It's really, how water flows over the years. So, um, here, I don't know. You might get away with it. Again, just be careful. You're almost a little puddle greeny. This is the first hole green, I think, too. So this is the shared green we saw on hole one. You just gotta be careful of that. You want to think about the natural land formations and which way the land is going to move and the water is going to flow. Obviously here there's water off to the left. There's a big body of water. That's predominantly how the land's going to move. So a lot of your greens and fairways and such should be going that direction. Not all of them necessarily, but depends on where you're putting your green, etc. But you just kind of want to think of your general land formation of the hole and what's happening there. And that won't happen too much. So again, you got the retaining wall thing here. That's kind of cool. Yes, they do have these kind of things in Scotland. Prestwick has some of these things. So that is authentic. It is not a North American thing. And it is a North American thing too, but that's not what I think this designer is going for, or some others. Alright, this is okay. Again, I would have this is a good example. This green is kind of this is going this way, and there's a hump here, and then it's going this way. This is one where I would have it, the green predominantly flowing that way. Okay, you're down towards those bunkers. Nothing wrong with it, but I think it'd just be better and more natural if there was the high point was over on this side, and then the low point's on this side. You kind of got the high point in the middle, and it's just kind of going that way. Do some greens do that? Sure. But I just think that would work better here. And a lot of this is highly subjective, folks. My pace is way off tonight. It's getting late and I have had a long day. So I want to come down and relax and have some fun. Tough day at the office, literally. Very busy. But productive. 2 over. I gotta do something here. 14. Alright, I gotta get under par. Let's focus here. Alright, so you got these bunkers. Let's talk about the bunkers now. They're a little big. These, if you're going for pot bunkers, I wouldn't go much past like kind of 5 yards long. This is 214, 220. See how they're about 10 yards? You kind of want them like, something like this. And what you want to do when you do these is, the way I do it is I create a little bit of a hill. Use the sculpting tool and raise the land around it. Then take a hard brush, not a soft one, the hard circle or hard oval, meaning the ones on the first page that aren't, filled in the middle, and cut it into the side of that hill and bring it down a foot, even 2. Okay, sometimes a 1.5 feet, sometimes 2, depending on what you're trying to do. Excuse me, that creates a little bit of an indent in the place for the sand. And it gives that kind of cut feel that you get on these pot bunkers. It's kind of the only way you can do it. So, because we don't have pot bunkers. And because when you want it, is that kind of lip there, right? That fills in. And you don't have that here. So cut it in with the hard brush and then use a spline. And all you're going to do is make like 4 points on the spline. You can make 5 or 6. I think I do about 5. And then move that out and round it. And that fills in the sand just where you want it. And then you've just got to get that sand relatively flat. I don't think you need it exactly flat because a lot of times these type bunkers, yeah, they are super flat. You don't want too much indentation in them. But what I do is it's going to indent and depress automatically because of the designer. I take the fuzzy brush and raise it up about a foot and make it kind of flat. And then what I've been doing is I haven't even gone back to the flattened brush. I've been using the raised brush and just going down 1 or 2 inches with the fuzzy donut just to give it a little bit of concavity because they are, if you look at them, a little concave in real life. Um, they're not completely flat. So you don't want flat. You want just mainly flat. And that's kind of the way I do it. Maybe I'll do a video, but these just don't look super realistic. And that's not your fault. It's hard to do if you don't know how, and we don't have a great tool in the designer to do it. You just kind of got to use some trial and error. Pretty location for the green. So conceptually, you're rock solid. This is a solid course. It's a little bit of a sloped fence. Can my voice hold on for 4 more holes? Maybe. See the fence there off on the right? It's that. All right. That's what I was talking about. It's a little silly. Curving roundy fence, but just be careful for those. So here's a good example. These bunkers, there's no contour around the edge of the bunkers there. They're just kind of laying there. That's not how it really rolls, right? And it's very uneven. So that looks just kind of odd. So that's definitely, when you look at these, like I said before, you almost want to, if the sun was, where's the sun? The sun's actually behind us. But if the sun was behind the bunker, you almost want these looking like big gaping holes, right? You almost can't see the sand. So that's what you're kind of going for. Because think about it, how you just go look at videos or pictures. Go to YouTube after you watch this video and like and subscribe to this video. Please like and subscribe. Go look at some links courses. I like the concept here. I like the bunker's a little big. It's a little. Again, I said I like the unique shapes. I'm not sure about that one so much, but good idea, good concept. Let's focus because I want to get some birds here. Pitch shot. Probably should have changed that. Ah. Not bad. Oh. I thought that was going to be good. The Vogue. Putting is not... You can see the grass. It's a little big. Alright. Oh yeah. Alright, Brendan. What do you got going on here, brother? Again, unusual. You can get away with unusual in a links course. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a shot over 2 fences and a beach. I guess if you can have a shot over a hotel and be one of the most famous holes in the world, you can get away with this. But again here, look at the contours. This fairway is sloping this way behind. I can't get up past that bunker. But that is an issue. The other issue I have with this is if it's a blind shot like this, don't have a bunker in the middle. There's no reason for it. Just maybe have one off to the side somewhere, but throwing the blind shot with the OB too much. So the general slope of this fairway should be going the other way, if you ask me, and lose the bunker there. And otherwise, you'd have a really cool hole. Hopefully that stays up. Thank you for the large light rough, which I complimented you on before, even though I said maybe it's a little thick. But I like that concept. I think if the fairway was sculpted better and the bunker was out of there, it'd be super cool. Got some slopes to work with here, or deal with, I guess is a better word. All right. #17, par 3. Some words of wisdom from the caddy. All right, now we're talking. Now there's a bunker. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's kind of how it should be done. You've got the wall up around it. That's kind of what you're looking for in these type bunkers, okay? You got the steps in there and everything. That's much better. So if you're looking at that from a distance, that's much more like you're going to see. Let me get the circle out of the way. See what I'm talking about? There you go. When you look at it that way, you've got a gaping hole, right? Uh-oh. Looks ominous. That's much better. And it takes time to do all those, but what can I say? If you want your course to look and play great, it takes a lot of time. All right, this is going in, folks. There we go. Positive thinking, right? +1. All right, I got a shot. Eagle will get me under par. Oh, the drama. All right, buddy. Here we go. So another shot over a fence. Another blind shot. A blind shot on 18, and he got right into a bunker. Yeah, so, like we said in the last hole, I'm not sure I'd go that direction. I like the hole, though. I like the green. Interesting and unique finishing hole. This wind is just not helping me any here, huh? You could go way over here, actually. I might actually do that. I think this is the first fairway. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but that is the way to go, especially with this wind. See what this does. Pretty lighting on the finishing hole. Oh, is he going to have a shot at it? Is he going to have a putt at the eagle? Is it going to hold? That's puttable. All right. Ew, I'm not sure what to do here. Let's give it a little of this. Nope. And there it is, folks. Auchminthie. Not bad job, Brendan. Liked it. It's fun. It's a fun course. Definitely give it a shot, everybody. And again, all those comments was not meant as criticism in any way, shape, or form. Good fun course. Just beginning. That's some great concepts there. Really fun to play, and just some execution here and there would really make this a standout. So great job. It's Country Golfer 19 on PlayStation. It's Brendator 123 on TGCTours, but that was pretty good. So that was the first course I've played of the rookie contest. I'm going to get to some more of them and even do some more casual previews and try to get some more stuff out to you. So thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for joining us today, and have a great night. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.